Hi, my name's Catrina. I'm 25 and I'm a data analyst from Leeds.
What course did you do for the Coders Guild?
I did software testing.
Why did you want to do a digital skills course in the first place?
So I didn't, the job I was currently in, like I didn't necessarily have any like complaints with it, but it was just sort of not really like challenging me enough, and I was just sort of ready for a change. And some people have kind of got a clear idea where they want to go with like their career and stuff, and the next steps to take, but I wasn't one of those people. So I wanted to kind of gain some digital skills as they're sort of likely to continue to sort of be in high demand by employers and stuff. So I guess it was sort of like future-proofing my career, if you like. I don't really have a background in IT, so I figured that a course would be the way to go about that. So yeah, I was actually scrolling mindlessly down Instagram one day, as you do, and I came across the advert for the because I follow the Coders Guild, and I came across the advert for the short courses and like the government funding and stuff. So I was like, oh, sick! I'll just check that out. Why not? So yeah.
I mean, going back to something you said then, not everybody wants to, not everybody knows what, they want to do and stuff like that. Like 100%, like 100%. Like I've literally just turned 30 and I genuinely think I'm maybe only now figuring out what I want to do. Yeah, like I think it sounds good though. It sounds like you actually like, you've made like quite a good informed decision there. Like I love the bit where you just said a future proofing. That's perfect. Like in this day and age as well, like, oh my God, that's amazing. So is there any particular reason that you chose, did you say software testing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any particular reason that you focused on that one and not any of the other courses?
To be honest, I didn't really like know that software testing was really a thing until like I spoke to someone that I worked with, not long after I started my current job, and he used to be a software tester, and he was sort of telling me about the stuff that he did, and it sounded it sounded interesting, and it also sounded like something you could get into without necessarily having like that background in like programming or like without having like a computer science degree or something. Like it's more about kind of having the like tester sort of mindset. So it seems like the most interesting to me and the most kind of accessible, I guess, if that's the right word.
Yeah, no, totally. Like we've had, like I say, we've spoken to a few like former learners and stuff like yourself, and I think that sentiment's quite echoed. Like of all the kind of sort of areas you could go into, it's one that sort of keeps you on your toes. It's interesting. It keeps you busy, kind of thing. It's like what's the word? Like problem solving, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like the problem solving aspect is.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah. Like that's the sort of thing that's the sort of thing that's drawn me to the job that I've ended up getting now as well. Yeah.
Well, on that topic, do you just want to talk us through your career journey so far?
Yeah, sure. So I started working in hospitality pretty much as soon as I turned 18, and like I was still in college and stuff. So I carried on sort of working part time in pubs throughout like uni. And as you know, I got promoted while I was in that role, while I was sort of in my second year of uni, so sort of I worked in pubs for sort of about 4 years, and then I just sort of did a couple of jobs in like cafes and stuff, while I was just like finishing up my degree and everything, and then I graduated in 2019, and I got my job at Canal and River Trust pretty much straight away. Which was nice. It was a good sort of, I think it was a good like first job out of uni sort of thing. So my degree was in music, but like as much as I enjoyed like the experience and obviously gained a lot of skills and stuff, I didn't really have a particular sort of career path in mind. So I was just really at that point looking for anything that wasn't sort of hospitality or like retail or a call center. I was pretty much like, it was like, what don't I want to do rather than what do I want to do. So and then it was just an admin role, really, a bit customer service, but like not the sort of thing where you're constantly on phones and stuff. So it was it's good. I actually process boat licenses for canal boats. It sounds a bit like niche trying to say I'm a boat license processor or whatever, but everyone's like, what does that mean? It's like, it's just a lot of admin. But yeah, and then as of like I said, a couple of weeks, I'm staying with the company, but moving into a data analyst role. So that's really exciting.
No, that's awesome. Like, always makes me laugh when people talk about the jobs, and I'm sure I do it as well, because you always want to just say to the other person, "Oh, I'm sure it sounds really boring. I'm sure it sounds really boring," but it isn't. It is genuinely really interesting, like finding out what people do and like the day to day and stuff like that. Like, I mean, literally, I didn't even know that you needed licenses for canal boats. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, like,
but it makes sense, yeah.
It's so, like, I mean, I didn't until I literally, like, saw the job advert, and to be honest, it was one of those where I kind of found out more about the company, because to be honest, like, they were on my doorstep, like, where I lived, like, the office was right there, and I like the idea of working for a non-profit as well, so it was ideal, really, but, yeah, like I said, I've been doing that role for sort of 2.5 years.
Yeah. So was it a graduate job, or was it just?
No, it wasn't. No, not a graduate job. It was, you know, to be honest, yeah, it's just a job. It was like, I just need to pay the bills. You know, need to get some. To be honest, I was a bit like sort of concerned, I guess, at that point, as I suppose a lot of people are when you come out of uni and you've got this degree, and it's like, what's the next thing to do? Especially if the only jobs you've had is like hospitality, and you've got like a music degree, and it's like, what kind of, not to disparage that, but what kind of job does that sort of lead you in? It's hard to find where to go from there, really. So yeah, it was, yeah.
What was your experience of the course? Would you recommend it? And if so, why? How did you find it?
Yeah, so it was obviously an 8-week course, which doesn't sound like very long, but you've got 2 sort of 3-hour sessions every week, and coursework to do in between and stuff. So it's like it's there's quite a lot of content, and yeah, I'd recommend it absolutely, because mainly because of the trainers that are involved. They were really knowledgeable, you know, and they were always sort of available to like answer any questions and stuff like outside the sessions as well. Coders Guild are obviously, you know, really supportive throughout it and stuff, and even like having the reviews sort of after as well. It's not like, all right, you've done your 8 weeks, like, see you later. Like, having the sort of reviews that I had with April and stuff. It was really good, actually. It was great. It was really good to have that, like, that support and that, you know, that feedback and stuff. So yeah, I'd absolutely recommend it.
Did you find the course easy to fit into your life or around your life?
Yeah, like, personally, I found it really easy to sort of fit around my job. Obviously, like, my so the 2 sessions I had a week. One was sort of after working hours. It's like 5:30 to 8:30, which I guess if you're doing 9 to 5, it is quite sort of a long day, but you're still kind of obviously having the breaks and sessions and stuff. So, you know, it's not too kind of intense. And then the other one in the week I had was sort of on like a Wednesday afternoon, which it did fit in, like, for me, just because like I could sort of, I used sort of half day like holidays, and my like employers were like really like supportive of it, actually. Like, they were like, yeah, that's fine, that's great, we'll support you and stuff. So yeah, like, personally, I found it quite easy to fit in the sessions. And obviously there's a couple of people that, you know, for work commitments and stuff, everyone was at like different sort of statuses of employment, so if they couldn't sort of make it for work commitments and what have you, like, all the recordings are easily available, and, you know, the trainers were really understanding of it and stuff. So, like, yeah, for me it was really easy to fit it in.
Yeah, awesome. Did you think the course was good value?
I mean, yeah. Yeah, like, I mean, it kind of goes without that saying, and really, I mean, I haven't paid anything for it, so it's, you know, which but you know, it absolutely is, like, you know, you see there's all sorts of courses being offered online for like digital skills and stuff, and you know, there's sort of a range of like costs and stuff. And I think the quality of the content and stuff that I got here was absolutely worth it. Like, yeah, it was really good. And like I say, it's not just the sort of actual sessions themselves, but everything you kind of get around it, like the support from the Coders Guild and like the trainers and stuff, and the like communication channels, and that really makes it worth it. Really like fleshes it out, I feel like.
What did you specifically gain from the course? But did your new job role come as directly from having got the skills from this course?
Yeah, I think so, because even though like the role I've ended up with isn't like specifically a testing role, like there's certain skills that like were developed when I did the course that did actually help me to get this role. And when I got the feedback of the interview, my job interview for that, like one of the things that they kind of said was like, you have the kind of mindset of like problem solving, and you have kind of like, we can tell that you've gone and done this course, this software testing course, and some of those, well, a lot of those skills like transfer, like how to sort of think like a tester and stuff, what to look for, like deciding what information and like what data is like relevant and important, and what isn't so much. So there's a lot of like transferable skills as well. And also there was a session on the course about employability, and there was stuff in there that like applies to stuff outside the course as well. And like there was a session on testing specific communication, it was, and obviously that's communication is like useful for pretty much everyone in every role, isn't it? So like it's that was useful. And also different ways to kind of build a portfolio. That's something that came to mind. So like there's a site, I don't know if you've come across it, you probably have, called Trello. You can build like a board, a Trello board, and like showcase all the work that you've done. And if you can kind of, it was sort of introduced to us and we've shown examples, and it was like, if you can show that to like a potential employer, you really sort of stand out as a candidate. So yeah, just having thinking about different ways to kind of make yourself stand out to employers, that was really useful.
And then honestly, we'll just go to the final question. What would you say to anyone looking to take up a digital skills course?
I'd say just like go for it, really. If it's not going to be something that's going to sort of set you back or be detrimental or anything, like it's only going to be like an advantage, even if you're not looking to go into like a digital sort of role. I think that these kind of courses and those kind of skills are, especially like in this day and age, they're only going to become sort of more valuable and more in demand. So it's always going to be something worth doing, and especially with, if you have an opportunity to do the sort of course that like that I did, just go for it, because it can be a lot of work, but it's going to be worth it to get that experience.
No, that was amazing. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's okay. Thank you.